In today's podcast, I want to address you about the Tesla truck explosion in front of the Trump Tower. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a prophet of God with the ability, prophetic and military foresight. So in these prophetic podcasts, I'm talking about the restart of the United States destiny, God lifting the curse over the American destiny, all these things. And I'm not saying this is what God said. I'm not doing it that way because I'm trying to show 10 years ago, the Spirit of God would talk to me like that. Say this to that. Say this to this person, like that. But that has not happened for a while because it has been silent. The destiny of man is ending. You see the chaos all around you. God is no longer addressing the rebellious, the proud, the wicked, the deniers, people who take Christianity and God for granted. You have to understand, this is a personal thing. When God called a prophet to speak to someone, he cares about that someone. When he no longer cares, why summon a man to become a prophet and speak with you? So I have been on deactive, walking around as prophet of God since 2014, but there's no job. So I've been isolated, doing other things. And one of the things I learned is development of ability, prophetic and military foresight, whereby I don't need to hear the voice of God to see the flow of time. It's called the calculation of the flow of time. It's like literally watching your karma, decoding your karma, knowing where you will go. Like how the Bible says, pride comes before a fall. So people read the Bible in the book of, Proverbs, that is the Jewish civilization, the Israeli kingdom civilization, the old one, the one that was not cursed with kings and stuff, world empire type of Israel. They write texts. You can read that in the Old Testament and it says, pride comes before a fall. So people go like this. There's a proud person. So the Bible says you're going to fall. Yeah, it will take a while before the proud falls. People don't understand the deeper meaning of this thing. You see that before a man is raised by God. The Bible. Hello, are you listening to me? I'm saying I'm prophet of God and I'm going to speak into the American destiny for the sake of God's people. If you are in America and you're a Christian and you're walking around in the darkness of the United States, I am here to speak the light to you. I know you're not used to that because you're locked in the darkness, but I've been making this podcast saying every single day, closer to the inauguration of Donald Trump, another lie will die. When you're cursed, you're going to live in some kind of a prison planet full of lies. And the curse is about to be lifted. So the more the curse is lifted, the more the truth will be spoken into your life, even when you don't want to hear it. Comforting lies still lead to destruction. So God no longer permits you to live in a delusion. Because He's going to free a slave. And how do you free a slave? Is by education. The first step of freedom. Okay? If you're dumb, you're going to be subjected to someone who's intelligent. And then when you are intelligent, God gives you freedom. So the moment God gives you freedom, He will give you teachers. This is Christianity. Okay? So whatever's going on over there, it's really nice and all wonderful. That's your inland affairs. And yes, this is external. Let me talk about you. I'll grant you the truth. No problem. Right? So every day until this day, tomorrow, until the day Donald Trump enters office, which is within 2 weeks, the American dream, the American destiny, the American timeline will harmonize until the point the curse is lifted, and then it will become new. Whereby God no longer curses you as Americans, and no longer ignores you as Americans, and no longer only sends foreigners to speak with you, using foreigners to address you, like just ignoring America. That's what it's like to be cursed. You know what being cursed is? You play a game and you get a red card. You're out. America has been under that for a while, and it angers Americans, and it frustrates Americans. So I'm addressing you, and you're frustrated. I get that. So I will speak the truth to you. Okay? So this truck exploding, I saw that. And you have a natural destiny, and I'm going to interfere in this natural destiny. And the White House will treat this interference as an act of war against the United States. I assure you this. The second this is published on the internet, all out there for the entire world to hear these words, I assure you the White House will take this as a war declaration. Okay? You Americans are in America right now, where an unknown organization or an unknown whatever is sending messages to Donald Trump and Elon Musk, right? So I don't know about the defense team of Trump. I don't know how he's defended. I don't know what kind of people deal with his security. That's inland affairs of America. But I am not inland affairs of America. This is Lubeck City State. I am here commanding general. That means the general who took power and became commander. So I can sit here as prophet of God and address you as Christian, but I can also interfere as commanding general in the American destiny. And that's like an invasion. That is really true. This is foreign interference. So when the White House say this is foreign interference, yes it is. But it is not hostile foreign interference. Okay? This is like a service I'm doing to another nation. This is a service to your destiny. I'm interfering because I see a dangerous situation. So I see this dangerous situation. Donald Trump, in front of one of his towers, an Elon Musk truck exploded. I don't know how intelligent you are militarily seen, but that is a threat. People say that's a terrorist attack upon Trump. No. The exploding of that truck is not the terroristic event. That's a warning shot. People of United States, there is an organization or an entity or whatever out there who sent a warning message to Donald Trump and Elon Musk by exploding that vehicle. That vehicle explosion is not a terroristic attack. That's the prelude of the terroristic attack. The terroristic attack is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm sitting here making these prophetic podcasts, demonstrating prophetic and military foresight, sometimes giving a prophetic teaching, but it's not about interfering in your life as a commanding general, invading a destiny who has a terroristic organization making attacks upon political organizations like Donald Trump's destiny. This is the hour of the United States. So I identify the hour of the United States and make this special podcast for you in America to understand what's happening there. A warning shot has been given to Donald Trump and to Elon Musk in some kind of a creative language. Explode the truck in front of the tower. It's a message to these two individuals called Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Let's rewind time. I made this prophetic podcast where I said that God Almighty is going to punish Donald Trump and Elon Musk for their arrogance. That was not even a week ago. And now we're already in a reality where a truck explodes and threats, real terror threats are being released upon Donald Trump and Elon Musk. This goes fast, ladies and gentlemen. The prophecies I speak here, the prophetic foresight, the military foresight I'm speaking, is coming to pass really fast. So I see an urgency of interfering in the American destiny. So it's not hostile interference, that you understand properly my intentions of doing this. Okay? That you properly understand, yes, it's interference, yes, I'm foreign interference. But it's not hostile. That you understand. I grant you that truth, okay? So, I saw the threat as independent commanding general. I explained that, not as prophet. I saw the threat and I interfered and I went to Sith Roth. It's a website, the Sith Roth television is about Christianity and the prophetic and the supernatural and stuff. Not many Christian organizations understand the supernatural and stuff. It's all religion. There's a difference between the supernatural and religion, right? The active working of God and just the ritualistic or repetition, right? There's a difference. So over there, people understand the active workings of God. So when you go to people who understand the active workings of God, they have prayer teams. So I was going over there going like, hey, you guys over there in the active prayer team, you better start praying. Because there is terroristic threats. The thing that is happening there is not just a threat. This one is a specific, this type of threatening that is happening in the United States, this can be a make or break. This is a pivotal point in American destiny. So at a pivotal point like this, you better start praying for whatever's happening there. So the moment I started interfering in American destiny that way, yes, spiritual assistance from above came down, and I became capable of interfering as prophet of God. So I'm going to interfere as prophet of God in your destiny. Yes. So remember what I said in the prophetic podcast. I think it is number 2 or 3 in the earlier podcast. I said Joe Biden is going to lose his mind and commit the crimes he needs to commit for God to punish him. Do you know how universal law works? God does not punish before committing the sins. So the mind of the Americans, you are protected, one nation under God, the grace of God, protection. So you're limited. God prevents you. God protects you that you don't go overboard. You know what I mean? That you don't become a terrorist, that your mind is protected, that whatever spiritual influence that creates a terrorist doesn't fall upon you. It's a certain blessing. So I prophesied in prophetic podcast that there come a point when Donald Trump is going to enter office, and when that happens, then Joe Biden is going to be, he will lose his mind, and he will start persecuting Donald Trump and threatening Donald Trump and committing all the crimes he needs to commit for God to punish this Joe Biden. Well, so I asked the team of Trump. I don't have the jurisdiction, like I say, it's a foreign interference. This is 100% foreign interference. External commanding general entered destiny of America speaking this to you. You don't have the jurisdiction to receive these words. This is foreign interference. This information can really put your life in jeopardy, because the White House covering shit up. I mean, don't you see the drones flying over the place, all kinds of stuff happening, and what the White House is doing is making mental crazies. For the White House to cover, there's a strategy, again, this is commanding general, not prophet. This is real interference. I'm mingling with White House affairs right now, that you understand. What the White House is doing is the character murder of people who expose their lies. So the White House covering stuff up. There are certain crimes they commit, and they try to cover up, whereby they put out the crime. Say they let a person who is a crazy go online, go like, the aliens, blah, 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 ooh, area 50, blah, 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 blah. They create a certain crazy individual who is going to expose the crimes of the White House. And then when somebody starts talking about the crimes of the White House, they're going to say, you're one of the followers of that crazy guy who was exposing, right? So the White House is the strategy. There's a military political strategy right now going on in the United States, where the White House is exposing its own crimes, its own war crimes and stuff, and then creating these figures that are playing a role of crazy guy. And then when somebody really wants to expose the crimes of the White House is going to start a parade going like, another one of those nut jobs with the conspiracy. So the White House is preemptively already covering up. These people are up to something. So I'm not an American. I don't know what they're up to, and it's none of my business, and I don't care. Well, not that I completely care, but this is American business. This is your country. This is America, inland affairs. That's not my inland affair. I'm just seeing this nonsense and going like, look at this nonsense. If you're an American and you see this nonsense and you start talking about this nonsense, what's going to happen? Something's going to show up and say, conspiracy nutcase. Right? That is the curse upon the United States. That is what like to be cursed. You do the right thing, and you're crazy. It's really simple. As prophet of God, I can explain you this. Let me explain you this. You do the right thing and you're punished for that. That's what it is like to be cursed. So I'm making a bridge. The exposing and the teaching. That you understand, this is not this is like a show for me. This is a podcast, it's a radio show. I am so experienced, so senior in this work that I can literally do this as a host. I can host this thing for you. It is nothing for me. But that's because I'm not inside of the United States. I am not a born American. I'm not locked up in your destiny, America. That's not my karma. That's your karma, America. You have to overcome your karma, America. I'm just seeing the pivotal point in the American destiny, and I'm just interfering. All right? So There is a web of lies in the United States, and this is how they keep the web of lies intact. And I ask the permission to persecute. So I have a certain, it's like I can offer Donald Trump's team, hey, you can hire me as a general, you know, like I'm a commanding general here, but I can just go in another nation and be a private, like a private merchant. I go like, okay, I don't have the right to interfere in American destiny. I don't have the right to persecute whoever bombed that place. I don't have the right, but I can be granted that right if I ask for that permission. So I asked Team Trump the right to do what I'm doing. That means, and I explained to them, whatever's happening in the United States is so fucking bad that I want to do something about it because I want to intimidate. This is the whole thing. I'm not coming in line to teach you as a prophet of God. I'm not coming in line to do anything else than to just teach the people a lesson. I just want to teach people a lesson. Okay, we have humanity. Humanity's corrupted. Humanity thinks it will get away with it. There's so many corrupted bloodlines on the earth, and they think they're high and mighty. And I just want to make them feel fear. Okay? I just want them to feel the fucking intimidation. So when I see people committing acts of terror, I go like, okay, you want to see what terror sounds like. So I don't want to play terrorist or something, but I just want to balance. It's called equalizing. That's what I'm doing. I'm just equalizing. There's some real crazy bullying going on in the United States. And when I see that type of bullying, I'll show up for you. So this is the threats against the White House. It's not threats against America. It's a threat against fucking terrorism. It's called counterterrorism. I'm very good at this stuff. I'm going to show you this thing. So I got all the jurisdictions, the prayer teams are praying, and the MK Ultra, which is the destinical signal of the United States, fall upon me and say, it's Joe Biden. Okay, so what am I claiming? The Holy Spirit of God is Grand Master of the United States. There is a hierarchy system and a destiny, and the mind of that destiny is surveyed into the American hierarchy through the MK Ultra, and that one declared to me, it's Joe Biden. So in a sense, I am claiming that God told me that Joe Biden did that. So what is the problem here? There is a margin of error. I'm going to tell you the margin of error. That the only way that this is wrong is when I misinterpreted the MK Ultra. Everything here is fucking perfection, except for if I misinterpreted the signal of MK Ultra. But come on, I'm not a fucking amateur. A plus B is C. It is 1 + 1 is 2. I once saw that Joe Biden would lose his mind. 2, I knew that God was going to punish Trump and Musk for their arrogance. I spoke these things, and there it is. There you go. The terror energy has been released upon Donald Trump and Elon Musk. Now they will be forced to wake up out of their arrogance. The blessings are withdrawn. The challenging and the testing and the worthiness stuff is showing up in front of him right now. Oh, nice. There is an organization that is exploding cars in front of your hotel, letting you know we're not going to tolerate you. That's fucking terror coming out of the White House. The White House is threatening. That's called real extremism. The White House is threatening Donald Trump. Donald Trump is living under threatening. These people are willing to explode vehicles in front of buildings. This is almost a civil war, and it's not the Trump side who started it. Okay, so this is all prophesied. You can go to the prophetic podcast and listen to all the podcasts, and you will see this is all prophesied. This is what it's called being cursed. So let me give you the theological, spiritual, prophetic intelligence that you understand the hour of United States. So sure, it's 2 weeks, then Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated. That means that the curse will leave the United States and God will grant you a restart. But that's still 2 weeks of accursing America. You're still living under accursing America. 2 more weeks. It's not that long, but it's still living under God's accursing. That's not a joke. So you're walking around, Americans, and in 2 weeks the timeline starts where you have been found worthy, but you have not yet been found worthy. The next 2 weeks are going to happen the things in the American destiny whereby God will see if you are found worthy. It's your last 2 weeks. Last 2 weeks, United States Church. where the things happen where you've been found worthy or not. All these things are released upon the United States to test you all if you're worthy. So if you understand the design of the hour, you know how to deal with it, as explained in these prophetic podcasts. Don't bow to terror. Don't bow to fear. Don't compromise. It's like a season, and then after the season comes a reward. It's a pivotal moment in American destiny, and I'm going to forward you to a creativity. So I'm going to use creativity to show you this hour that America is in a deeper way. So there's a film on Netflix called The Marksman. It's a famous individual, a famous actor who's playing chief character. The film is called The Marksman, 2021. It's on Netflix. You can watch it. I'm not endorsing or whatever. I'm just giving you the intelligence. And coincidentally, the Americans hold this intelligence because they put it in that movie. Yes, I'm declaring to you there's a spiritual blueprint. It's about this. It's about this American who was an ex-Navy corpse, and his wife died, and because of his wife that was dead, he became a little bit depressed or whatever was wrong with him, so he didn't pay the mortgage. So they wanted to claim the house. They wanted to revoke this man's house, so the man will become homeless. So the man go get a drink and go like, I'm a taxpayer, I'm an American, I served my nation, and I lost my wife, I'm going to lose my house, and I get no job and stuff. So it's about an American man, a stereotypical American man walking around America doing the American thing. Hello, America, you are doing the American thing. Please listen to me. I'm only going to do this once. Special podcast. Okay? Interfering in American destiny as commanding general / prophet. The man walk around and say, I am doing the American thing. Why is all this bad shit happening to me? Where is my breakthrough? Okay? So all of a sudden, this American man, ex-corpse, Navy Marine, walks into a kid, and this kid is being targeted by the mafia from Mexico. And all of a sudden, the mom of this kid offered the ex-Marine Corps a whole bag of money and say, bring my kid to Chicago. You can have all this money, bring my kid to Chicago. So all of a sudden, this man is like, okay, I guess this is the way how I solve my problem. So because he's an ex-Marine Corps, he could fight the crime. So he fought the crime, and all of a sudden, he lost this. They burned down his house, and this happened, and that happened. He lost connection with his daughter. He had to become a fugitive. He became a criminal. He had to do all these things to be found worthy. Every time this character in this film do what a man do, every time he do the right thing, he get punished, and another punishment. And the man watched at the Mexican kid who was praying in the church. And the man who watched the Mexican kid does not pray because God and heaven not real and stuff. It's a hardened American man. And then you have the foreigner who is Christianity and praying. Hello, I'm also like a foreigner, Christianity praying. The active Christianity not alive in America. You can see it in that film, but it is alive in that Mexican. So that Mexican kid praying and shit. I'm telling you the truth. And all of a sudden, mission accomplished. The kid is delivered at Chicago, but the American man is stabbed, and there is no health care, and he got no more house, and nobody's there for him, and he is a fugitive, and he's about to die. Ladies and gentlemen, that is called the curse of Adam. You do the right thing, and you will be nailed for that. That's what it is. Nothing more, nothing less. In that film, The Marksman, you see the design, the blueprint of what it is like to be cursed. You pay your taxes, you do your duty, and you will be punished. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Christ lived perfectly, did all what was right, performed his destiny, and this man was cursed as if he was a criminal because he was carrying the curse of Adam. So if you are still under the curse of Adam, like America is, you're going to do what is right, and a vehicle is going to sit in front of your door and explode. How dare you do what is right? So by seeing the vehicle explode in front of the Trump Tower, I can see that Donald Trump is on track. Do the right thing, you will be cursed for that. 2 more weeks, America. So I don't know if you want to watch that film to learn about how cursing works and how cursing looks like. 2 more weeks, do what is right, you'll be punished, and the trial will end, and the purpose will end, and Joe Biden's purpose will end. So then all of a sudden, the devil is no longer allowed to use Joe Biden to create this cursing. 2 more weeks. And then the next season of the American Destiny starts, which is prophesied in these prophetic podcasts. Yes, it was Joe Biden. Joe Biden is committing the crimes whereby the punishment of God can fall upon this man. And I am now, for interference,